So, welcome back. 11:30. Perfect, we're on time. And we're facing now an amazing session. We were saying it yesterday, and one of the sessions I would say I'm really a fan of is these local heroes. I have to say that today we've got 3 local heroes, but in a different way. One is a very local hero who's working here. The other one is a local hero from here, but she's now in Nairobi. And the other one, she's from outside, but she wanted to lead everything from Barcelona. I would like to introduce you to Irene Gómez. She's the CEO and co-founder of Keybotic, Inés Serra, CEO and co-founder of Biosorra, and Dina Mostovaya, founder of Mindset Europe. Please, welcome in. Thanks.
So much. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. You know, last year it was first experience for me, and today is the second one, so I'm so happy, you know, and I'm happy about my guests, 2 amazing women doing their business internationally and, you know, working with different people around the world, so this is amazing, I hope. So, Irene Gómez, co-founder and CEO of Keybotic, and Inés Serra, CEO and co-founder of Biosorra. So I think just to tell about yourself, to kick off, let's tell to our audience about your startup and about your company, and also, of course, how did you come up with the idea?
Okay, then I start. My company is Keybotic. We are a startup based in Barcelona. We build for robots for industrial inspections, totally autonomously, and we come from winning the first prize in the DARPA Robotics Challenge, $1 million. So with that, we decided to establish here. We mainly focus on chemical plants, energy, underground mining, and we decided to build this company because my co-founder actually came from robotics, came from building and selling humanoid robots, and we saw that there was a need. Like, we all had Roombas in our houses, but there was no real Roombas in the industry, right? So we see warehouses, but after that, there's nothing, right? And so we said, okay, industrial plants have staircases, gravel, it's very complex pipes, right? Very complex environments. We need legs, but we also need to be autonomous. So we went to the DARPA Challenge for funding, but actually we got the technology and the recognition, right? And then we built the robot, and we are now working in many chemical plants.
Yeah, I asked you already how many you have. So there are 6 robots right now, and you know what? They look like a dog, you know, 4-leg robots, amazing. And we already discussed behind the scene that the color of this robot is the same like Tech Spirit.
It's true,
yes. Like,
yes.
How do you say Tiffany color, blue color, yeah, something like this?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, actually, we decided that color because it's very easy to see from everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're in a chemical plant, you really see it, but it's not scary.
Agree with you, yes. So tell us about your idea and your company as well.
Yeah. So Biosorra transforms carbon from agricultural waste into clean energy, and a raw material that is this one. It's called biochar. So it has 2 main uses. One, it's for agriculture, and 2 is for construction materials. So for example, right now we're using it for agriculture, and when you put this into the soils, farmers increase their yields by 40% to feed each one of us today and once our population grows tomorrow. And so we've developed our hardware technology that is doing pyrolysis to do this product and patented it. It removes a huge amount of CO2 at a lowest capex intensive investment. And yeah, the idea came with a module that we did with the business school. So we went to Kenya, thanks to this module with the SA Business School, and we saw 2 main problems. One, it was that all the emissions that we produce here in Global North are disproportionately affecting Global South countries, and so all the coffee plantations are in extreme drought. And then number 2, all the waste, it was open barned, and so that's what we offered to the first multinational that we are partnering with right now. We're just like taking their waste and providing them back with a carbon negative fertilizer that is a lot more affordable and increases their yields.
Yes, Ines, and speaking about our topic, the local and not so local heroes. So your company registered in America, but at the same time you operate and work in Kenya. And you're Spanish. I guess you spend a lot of time here in Barcelona as well, yes? So tell us, how did you decide where to base your company and why you registered, for example, in America, but you do your business in Kenya?
Yeah, so this is kind of a newborn industry, and US is leading by far. So we got access to a lot of know-how and the best biochar scientists in the world. At the time when this emerged, it was second year of business school, so I was doing an exchange in the US. And then it took like a week to register the company, to get the banking line, and then to get the funds. And so, because we sell carbon credits to companies that need to offset their CO2 emissions, it doesn't like really matter, but we wanted like that strong baseline. And then, yeah, operating in Kenya is just like a sister company. And here we do most of the R&D because I'm from here.
Yeah. And why did you choose Kenya? Because there are dozens of countries in Africa.
Yeah, this was evolves from a project at business school that happened in Kenya. So that's where we saw the problem and everything. But anyways, like you can solve climate from anywhere in the world as long as you have what we look for, that is the raw materials and the things in place. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the why our sister business school arm that brought us there.
Interesting. Irene, so you told me that R&D of your company here in Barcelona, in Spain, yeah? Mm-hmm. And tell us how did you choose where to base and how to work?
Mm. Actually, we came back to Barcelona because it was our home city. Mm-hmm. It's also very important for us to attract talent because it's, we have super cutting edge product. And then we did not really think at that stage it was more convenient to go anywhere else because we personally did not want to go anywhere else, right? So we decided to adapt our company to our needs in that case, and also the people that we wanted to attract because we knew them before, so they accepted to be here or to come here.
Yes, and I have these following questions about talents and how to hire them. So I assume that it should be, interesting to people to work with international company and with multinationals. So is it the process of hiring talents for you easy or not really?
We have a huge, we are very lucky, I'd say. Barcelona is a city that a lot of people want to come to, right? Mm-hmm. So we are able to attract people working from London to Belgium to Hungary right now. So we have 2 people coming from other countries, right? Mm-hmm. They very much like the project. So I think the most important thing is that the project is something that they very much like.
Yes.
And then they like the city too. Mm-hmm. So it's just a balance of the two. And luckily, we're in the right country and right city for that.
Interesting. Okay. And Ines, tell us about people you work with in Kenya. I assume you're like multinational team as well, and diversity in your team as well exists.
Yeah, our founding team, we are all from different countries. Mm-hmm. My co-founder, I met her in business school, so she's Mexican. And then the rest of the team is Kenyan. So yeah, it's a huge challenge for us to find talent because we don't have like a lot of budget to pay for senior talent, but we really stick to the mission. So like we get people that really care about solving the climate crisis because if not, nothing is going to fuel your energy day to day. With that in mind, we are preparing for fundraising because our needs are now more senior.
What's the most? I would ask, what's the most, let's say, cultural differences between like us, European people and people from Africa?
Yeah, good question. There's a lot of hierarchy.
Okay.
Start with that we do not have, and then not knowing at all how to say no. So it becomes a problem later.
they do not know how to say no. So it means they try to...
It's yes, but then it's a no.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But you spent already a week to figure out that no.
How did you manage to understand that? Because, sometimes if it is yes, how do you understand it is a no?
No, I just push more.
Okay, push more.
Yeah, and then, I think the ownership of taking decisions, which is something we're working on. But there's a book that I read that is helping me a lot. It's called The Culture Map by
Yes, I read
professor.
This book as well. I really like this.
It's super nice.
Yeah.
Like judging 7 dimensions of business, depending on the cultures you're working with.
Yeah. With this book, I wrote my first email to Japan because, I was like, okay, what should I do?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so of course you're a startup, and I assume you raise money. How did you do it? Here in Europe, in America, in Africa?
In our case, this year we closed a 3 million investment round, which is quite big for a seed round.
Yes.
We do hardware and software. So
that's why 3 million.
Yes.
You need a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, 76% of our expenses are R&D.
Yeah.
So we are a deep tech company. It is difficult to find investment in Spain or in Southern Europe for that kind of a startup.
Especially for deep tech, sorry.
Definitely.
But I know the reality.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So thinking backwards might have been easier to be somewhere else. But the truth is actually we found very good partners. We were lucky that we had several term sheets on the table at the end. And we decided to go with 2 industrial partners, which actually we complement one another very well. So they are not only investment partners or investment shareholders, but actually they cooperate with the business and help us grow.
Yeah, and I remember that your manufacturer here in Spain, that's amazing because, of course, I've heard from a lot of entrepreneurs, they produce their hardware products and devices in China, of course. But you support, local market.
True. One of the thoughts we had from the beginning is that we want to manufacture here.
Yeah.
So we made the opposite thing. We decided to make a super simple design of the hardware. So it's very, very easy to manufacture. So probably next year it will be just 2 days to manufacture. So this is super, it's very, very difficult design to make it very, very simple.
Yes,
right?
agree.
And so we were looking forward to have local talent, young talent that we can actually educate. We can incorporate in our company. And we manufacture from Barcelona Activa. So it's we manufacture from. We don't need super huge site
venue,
like a car manufacturer, right?
Yeah, great. I see. Ines, did you raise funds, and how was your experience?
So far to start, we got a prize from Elon Musk that is investing a total of 100 million in decarbonizing the planet. We didn't get 100 million. So this is still ongoing, but it's called the X Prize. And so, on a mission, they are investing on disruptive startups that will remove CO2. So we got a small, tiny part of that, and that is fueling us up as of today. We're now preparing for fundraising from January. And then we did in summer a little bit of a testing on how this looks like. And I think we saw, my co-founder and I, 3 main challenges. One, we are operating in Kenya. So geography fits is not a thing for most, regardless of removing CO2. 2, what we are doing is asset intensive. We will not remove CO2 without putting assets in place, and that's CapEx, and that is not hyper growth for a Silicon Valley investor that wants 10x returns in 3 years. And it's part of what we have. So we have the hardware and the software, but that's an issue. And then finally, it's a new industry. So every investor we speak with requires sort of an education process that then we foresee that it's going to take us a bit longer on that end. We're looking for people that are willing to take the climate risk with us. We just need something good enough to get to the next level and improve it. So I think we're doing great in that end, but
So everybody who wants to speak with you, they can reach you out after the panel, I guess, yeah? Good to know, guys. So speaking about global expansion for the business, so it comes usually both with risks and opportunities. So what's the biggest challenge you faced already during your global scaling or, I don't know, like selling your product?
In our case, we decided to stop internationalization until next year. Actually, we had a lot of customers from around the world coming to us.
Okay.
We wanted to make sure that our product worked very well, and we wanted to be very close to our customers these first years, at least these 2 years. And then what we are doing right now is closing partnerships all around the world. I mean, this morning before here, I had a meeting with Malaysia. So that we close partners, we have close partners there. They work with their customers. We know them quite a lot, so we come to know them 1 year before. And then we start working together on those customers, on training them, on making them understand how things work.
Okay.
And so they can actually go forward.
So it's a huge opportunity for you to scale your business next year.
The truth is that there is a market need.
Yeah.
In our case, we have more than 100 companies who are interested right now.
Wow. So it means you did your like market analysis really good.
It just actually, we talked to them and they were, I mean, it's like, yes, we have a problem.
Yes.
We don't have another solution, so we are really focused on selling those customers to those customers next year in Spain. Actually, Spain is the second country with more chemical plants.
Wow.
So it's a huge win for us.
Yes, agree. Okay. Ines, risks, opportunities, speaking about global expansion for the company.
Yeah, I think, well, as what we look for if expanding is, of course, like supply in terms of the raw material and high appetite on this product on the demand side. Also, on a positive side, competition is great. Anyone building this, it's going to pave the awareness for us then to come. And the market is just huge. And then, yeah, well, the risks, because we are operating in emerging economy, like come down to financial and regulatory and all of that stuff. And one funny risk is the operation. So if we need to buy one screw, we don't have Amazon. We just need like a whole logistics to get that thing on the door, and it takes up to 1 week. So I think, finding countries with more infrastructure, ideally, or manufacturing, it would be a great plus.
Would you say that right now Africa as a region is a good market to enter for the companies?
I think so. What I think the mistake is coming with AI or all of this stuff. Don't take me wrong, but the basics are yet to be done to get to that level. And so anyone coming to build, I don't know, fixing trucks on the highways, that doesn't exist, or whatever idea. But yes, of course, there's a lot of opportunity. They call it the Silicon Savannah in Kenya.
Really? Wow.
There's a lot of like startup life and founders and really nice ideas. But yeah, it's going back to...
I would say that South Africa is really emerging market right now for fintech companies at least. So yes, it should be a good region. So if we are talking about global impact of startups, you know, like European startups influence and impact, for example, to America, and the opposite, Africa to Asia and so on. What's the, let's say, like trend you see in this, you know, like global opportunities and the communication between entrepreneurs, startups, and so on?
I think you said in the previous question, at least in our case, we sell to multinational companies. Those multinational companies have a chemical plant in Spain, for example, or a chemical plant in Europe, but they also have 20 more in the US, 100 more in Asia, right? So it's actually, once you're in that company, it's easier to expand in other countries. They do your job, right?
Yeah.
So once you get into those enterprises, which is it takes quite a lot of time, then it's easier to expand. So, and those environments, they talk to one another quite a lot. So once you're in a country, in a plant, the rest of plants know that you're there. Actually, we talk to them and they say, yeah, I know you. Like, I never talked to you before. So we're not known, but because they talk to one another quite a lot, it's easier to expand. So our perspective is to establish in a place, work a lot in that country, and not expand that fast, but actually very focused on different regions with a lot of industry.
At the same time, you can help each other with advice, tips, connections as well, I assume. Yes. What's your opinion on this? How we can, impact each other in terms of tech industry?
So I'm sorry because I didn't hear anything of what she said. There's a lot of echo. And the question is on the global impact.
Yes, how startups and tech entrepreneurs impact to each other from different regions. How we can help each other, what opportunities we can have.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, these networks are key. Like, I haven't built like the ecosystem per se in Barcelona. This is actually the first time that I'm in a startup network here. But what has helped me a lot in the US and Nairobi is really to attend these things because everybody here is curious. So regardless of building something, willing to partner in something or willing to join in someone, I think, the network is what helps a lot to one another.
I see. What advice you would give to entrepreneurs who'd love to scale their business in different regions in, in America, in Africa, in Asia, like outside of Europe, let's say?
I think that is the most difficult question because I think advice is something that nobody should give. I think every startup or every company is different. I also think the only thing is that, as you said before, there's a cultural barrier sometimes. So you need to understand how they work there if you want to go to other countries. And that's a challenge for us too. So every time we work to other countries, even within Europe.
So at least you should be stressful, for example, or to read this book, Culture Map. Yeah, or to work on your emotional intelligence, to understand, different people around the world.
Probably have people if you want to expand to another country, have people in the team that is from that other country to understand more. So have inside our company, at least that's what we're gonna do, right? So have other people from another country when we want to go there.
Okay. If we're speaking about advice, okay, so you started your company 1 year ago, correct? No?
3 years ago.
3 years ago, sorry. So what advice you would give to yourself 3 years ago then?
Probably that's is better. I'd say take it easy.
Okay.
I'd say that it's been quite hard. Work-wise, it's been quite a lot of work. So, and I don't think it makes sense not to go to the gym or not to do, because you have to work. There has to be some kind of work-life balance to make everything work.
So now you wouldn't skip gym?
I don't go to the gym right now quite a lot. So I have to give myself that advice every day, right? It's something we have to work on. Yeah. To work less and have a bit more life, because it's a long run.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes you go to sleep. This meme from the internet, like entrepreneurs' thoughts, like I'm going to die, everything's okay, I'm going to die, so on. So take it easy. I agree with you, of course. Any advice to entrepreneurs who want to scale their business internationally?
Talent first, I think, is really important. Like, focus on the right talent from start. Second, I think bootstrapping the company, like product market fit and improving it. And thirdly, what is helping us a lot is like a local partner. So we are with the biggest macadamia producer and exporter in Africa right now. So for any permit problem in terms of government that stacks a permit, that is a phone call for them. So I think this is helping us a lot. So I think that's a good idea. If I would tell myself how to start, I would have started with a co-founder. So Carla joined me after 1 year. So she joined 2 months ago.
Okay.
And being a solo founder for a year, it's been really tough. But then you share the hypes and the downs, which sometimes are day-to-day, but sometimes in the same day.
Yeah.
So I think
it's always like ups and downs. But would you say that customer development is important and you should speak to your customer like on a daily basis, more or less?
Not on a daily basis, because probably they will not take the phone after 2 days. I think you have to talk to a lot of people.
Okay.
So I think, and I agree totally, Inés, you have to talk to customers before you even have a product.
Yeah.
So you need to understand what they want before you have that. Because maybe you have an idea of what can work, but you need to understand exactly, either you come from that sector, or you have to understand very well what they want. So yes, talking to them quite a lot, I'd say. Probably once a week would be enough.
Okay. Do you speak with your customers?
Yeah, sure.
Often.
We started with 300 farmers.
Wow.
And then we gave them a product that doesn't look like this one.
Yeah.
It was like particle size, super big, not sexy. It's soil. I mean, we are not doing a
and it's
big
black.
company. Exactly. And so we got the feedback of that. Like, it really looks like charcoal, and then it has another application, and then it's when we iterate it to make it where is it right now. We also started like with a small technology that the quality was, not super stable, and right now we've improved our technology.
Yeah, agree. Thank you so much, girls. Irene, Inés, thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you, discussing international development in terms of business and entrepreneurs and like industry. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Molt bé.
Me ha gustado porque Inés decía talent first y Irene decía take it easy, esto no es un long run. Hace unas semanas estaba con ella en la radio y me decía que para entrevistar, para una posición que tenía abierta, estuvo 7 meses y entrevistó a 200 personas. Take it easy.